For more than 2 decades, the Food and Drug Administration implemented a black box warning on menopausal hormone therapy. Now, recent studies have debunked the myth that using the treatment greatly increases the risk of breast cancer in women going through menopause, and the FDA has lifted the warning. As WGCU's Kate Cronin reports, that opens new doors for women's treatment options while dealing with menopausal symptoms.
Through the transitional phase of perimenopause into menopause, their bodies stop producing estrogen.
About a year and a half ago, I found out that my hormones went from normal to zero, according to blood work, seemingly overnight.
Jennifer White owns Fort Myers Brewing. She is one of a growing number of women who are now using menopausal hormone therapy.
Now I know that I had been experiencing symptoms for probably a decade, and I wanted to have a conversation because I want to help normalize talking about the symptoms of perimenopause, of menopause, and really encourage people to have the conversation.
Here's how it works. Menopausal hormone therapy keeps levels balanced and your body in tune. And here's why it's being used more. The treatment was given what's called a black box label in the early 2000s. A now debunked study connected it to breast cancer for years, so some women did not consider hormone therapy an option because of the risk associated with that warning. Now, women like Jennifer are talking about treatment options.
I plan on being on hormone replacement therapy for the rest of my life. I can't imagine ever going back to that estrogen depletion, that mental health that I was in the moment.
Everyone has heard about hot flashes as a symptom of menopause, but there are actually more than 100 symptoms, including depression, anxiety, insomnia, and brain fog. Those can be life-altering and go on for years. Dr. Cherie Morris is Lee Health's Vice President of Women's Services.
You don't have to wait until things get really bad, and you don't have to think that there's not going to be anything for you, because there's a lot of options for women now. And as soon as you feel like you have symptoms that are disruptive to your life, then that's the time to have the conversation. Don't wait until it gets to the point where it's not bearable, because we don't have to do that anymore.
Misinformation around menopause is common, despite being a condition that affects half the population. Removing controversial black box warnings on menopausal hormone therapy could make it more accessible.
I hope that this is just the start of change, and that we start to recognize that we need to treat women not just when they're having babies, but as we continue to live and thrive. We're 50% of society.
The Society for Women's Health Research says that in the U.S. alone, more than 6,000 women begin menopause every day. Dr. Morris says there's a growing awareness among healthcare professionals when it comes to menopausal care, and encourages women to advocate for themselves in the doctor's office.
Keep an open mind about what is available and what, if you're a candidate or not for hormone therapy, because I think women tend to want to put themselves last. They have so much going on. They read a lot of different things in the media. They hear a lot of different stories from their friends and family. And all of those may not even be closely applicable to their situation. For us to do the job that we do as women and all the things that we have to take care of in our lives, we want to be able to put our best foot forward. And this is one way of doing it.
With FDA-approved hormonal treatments becoming increasingly available and popular, women's healthcare is taking a big step towards a happier and healthier future. I'm Kate Cronin.
I'm Chris Young with the WMNF News headlines at 3:34 on 88.5 FM and WMNF.org.